Shocking Reddit stories. Number 1. Arizona man was arrested last week after he branded his initials on his girlfriend. According to court records, the man used a branding tool and a butane torch to burn the initials onto her lower area. The torch and branding tool were later found in his home after police retrieved a search warrant. On May 15th, him and his girlfriend went to a baseball game. He wanted to go dancing afterward, but the victim said she was too tired, and he gave her some pills that were meant to wake her up. Instead, she passed out. The victim said she had purposefully been drugged so he could brand his initials on her while she was unconscious. She also noted that she had been fearful to come forward about the incident, adding that he had branded other women, and he had done it to her because she belonged to him. "That's pretty crazy and kind of scary," a neighbor said. "I've lived here next to him for 12 years, and he always seemed like a normal, calm guy." However, other neighbors disagree on his character and the nature of his relationship with the victim. "I'm not sure about everything that goes on over there, but we've had enough run-ins with him, so I'm not sure it's a big surprise to me," another neighbor said. He was charged with a felony count of aggressive assault causing serious physical injury. Number 2. One night, I was just laying in my bed trying to go to sleep when all of a sudden I hear a noise downstairs. I then proceed to go downstairs and check what happened. The chair was on the ground, the fridge was open, and the basement door was open too. There was no way I was going downstairs, so I ran into my brother's room to wake him up. After convincing him to get out of his bed, we go downstairs and we hear the shattering of glass and the sound. We sprint as fast as we could to tell our parents. Our parents go downstairs in our basement and check it out, and one of the windows is shattered, and some food was on the floor, same with some of our belongings. Now we lock all of our doors and we still are missing the belongings. Number 3. My dad was married 2 times before my mom. When he was with his second wife, he would travel a lot for work, which I knew. What I didn't know is that one night he came home to find his wife in bed with another man, actually walked in on them. He left the room and came back with a gun, shot the man dead and wounded his wife. He turned himself in immediately and was sent to prison. He was sentenced to 10 years in a maximum security prison. In the last year he was in prison, which was the 4th year, he got out for good behavior, and since the judge ruled it a crime of passion, he met the prison minister. The prison minister was my mom. My dad is a murderer. My mom was the minister. I am the product of a conjugal visit. Number 4. My husband had the opportunity to operate on a gorilla's knee once. They have essentially the same anatomy as humans, so they ask human physicians to operate on them in many major zoos. It was really cool, and afterwards they gave him a painting done by the gorilla as thanks. Apparently the gorilla was going through some adolescent rank wars with other male gorillas and had his knee battered and bitten, though the meniscus. I know, it's his story, not mine, but he doesn't get on the internet, and I think it's super cool, and I'm really proud of him. Number 5. My biological father is a drug dealer, specifically cocaine. My mother was a client of his and started sleeping with him in exchange for drugs. She got pregnant and tried to have an abortion, but it failed. That's where I came into the picture. My father decided that he should rape me repeatedly from around ages 4-6. He then got the great idea to sell me to other men to be in a child prostitution and pornography ring. I was videoed being raped and tortured, and those videos were sold. I was never sent to kindergarten. Child Protective Services realized something was horribly wrong when I was 7, and I was sent to live with my grandparents. In the process of the transfer from my mom to extended family, I was kidnapped. I was taken across the country and hidden in an attic for about a week before I was found. My uncle hired a private detective who was able to track me down and find me. There were multiple Amber Alerts sent out for me as well. My extended family did not even know I existed until CPS and the police contacted them. When I was finally found, they realized that at age 7, I weighed 38 pounds and was significantly malnourished. I had some severe developmental delays, like not being able to read or tie my shoes. I had actually never used silverware before and did not know what a fork was. I was essentially a child that never existed until then. There was quite the lengthy court battle that followed, and I was sent to live with my grandparents, who I had never seen before in my life. Things improved from there, and I lived with them until I was 15. Now I live with my uncle and his husband, and they have legally adopted me at age 18. Now I am a healthy, happy teenager who is a pre-med major and a vet tech. I wasn't supposed to make it, but I did. No one believes how crazy my life was because of how normal I am now.